my first question is, how did the idea of form a new generation of the Looney Tunes come about?
A new generation of the Looney Tunes. In our show we have the legacy heritage Looney Tunes characters like Bugs Bunny and Foghorn Leghorn, and all those are the faculty and staff at the school. And what's fun about what we're doing is we have these kids at college who are looking up to their professors because they are famous and amazing, but also they need to find their own voice and what their contribution to the world is going to be and who they are as people.
And I think as far as the original goes, Nate, I don't know if you know the order better than I would, but like it kind of came about in a time in the 90s where we were seeing a lot of the young version of things. We were seeing, a pup named Scooby-Doo. You were seeing Muppet Babies. You were seeing, I don't think Looney Tunes or Baby Looney Tunes was around at that point. I think Tiny Toons actually predated Baby Looney Tunes. But I think, the idea, I would say, for the original Genesis, at least in what I've researched, is capturing a market and really trying to put a fresh take on legacy characters. And I think there's like a doubling down in our version, right? Because we're a degree removed from the initial genesis of the Tiny Toons into, then why do you bring them back? And I think one of the really cool things about why you bring our Tiny Toons back is because you're not doing the same thing. Why do you ever have a new version of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles if you're only going to tell the same stories? Why do you have the same thing with any number of franchises? I think one of the cool things about what our writing team, what the producing team, and what I'm so proud to be a part of this ensemble, what is being brought to the performances is that nobody's trying to do what's been done. And that's not to say you're throwing the baby out with the bathwater. You know that the heart and soul of the Tiny Toons are there, but the reason to bring them back is to tell new and different stories. And that comes right down to the structure of what the show is, where, it used to be a sketch show, where, a little bit more like Saturday Night Live. And there's a whole episode where they send up Saturday Night Live, right? And they've got, Bort or something like that, which is a version of sort of making fun of Bart Simpson, right? And he's the host. And then they're doing all of these fun little sketches. But our show is more start to finish, A plot, B plot, and you really get to know that much more about the inner life of these characters and the relationships that they build with one another as they're striving for their Toon degrees.
And I think also timing-wise, because Animaniacs and Tiny Toons are so interrelated in their timeline and getting reverse rebooted, I guess. Animaniacs was so topical and so did parody in a way that original Tiny Toons did, but because their Animaniacs reboot was already out, and we were able to go a different direction with Tiny Toons, where we lean more towards character, full 3-act sitcom plot structure.
The next question is for David. What was it like playing two characters with totally opposite personalities?
Well, as it turns out, what you're really asking is, what is it like to play one character with a superior personality and one character with an inferior personality? I don't really appreciate that, and I don't want you to call me inferior anymore, Plucky.
It's a blast. I mean, it is so much fun to go back and forth and to be able to, bring two very different characters to life. There's this sweetness, this gentility. You take Hampton, and he's a cardigan, like a maybe even a cashmere cardigan. You throw him on, you're so comfy and cozy, and you're really happy to be just. You feel taken care of inside Hampton's skin. And then Plucky, he's some avant-garde, high fashion, you know, we might not understand. He's the meat dress, right? He's Lady Gaga's meat dress. He's out there saying,
"This is who I am, and if you don't like it, then tough cookies."
So getting to have those two very different experiences in one afternoon of recording is always a joy. I do not leave a session with a frown on my face. I leave just completely buoyant.
Thank you, guys. I think you don't have time more, but for finish, you can send a message for a Brazilian to watch the Teeny Tunes.
So, this is a message from your ruler, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself, to Brazilian Chileans, you must watch Tiny Toons Looniversity.
Well, don't tell them what to do, but we sure hope that you tune in.